live via Skype and brought to you via YouTube. It's the hashtag Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Turnbuckle Jim, and with me this week,
The Heart Blake Kid, how's it going?
it's going pretty good. Wrestling is getting more and more interesting these days as we go towards Battleground and the eventual split up of the roster.
Right, right. We are all eager to see how that turns out.
So eager, we decided to actually do our own mock draft in terms of who's going to go where, pretty much. Based on our own likes and dislikes. We're not the WWE. We have no idea who's going to go where. And personally, right now, I don't care. But I think it'd be kind of fun just to see how we split the roster. And is the roster big enough for two brands, as you were? So what we're going to do this is we're each going to pick 30 superstars. Tag teams will be considered one pick, but count towards the number of, I guess, superstars on each side. I'm assuming that champions will didn't really affect which belt goes where. It's just going to end up where it's going to end up. They're going to do it by Battleground. And to start out, we're just going to do a quick coin flip to see who chooses number one.
Yes, and I suppose for the record, it should be noted that I, the Heart Blake Kid, will be representing Smackdown.
And I'll be representing good old Raw.
All right. So
All right.
Go ahead and flip the coin.
All right, we're going by the honor system. We're completely different states here, but I'm assuming, Blake, we've known each other for a while now, right?
Right, and really, why would anybody lie about this?
True. All right, so I'm going to flip the coin. Call it.
All right, heads.
It is heads, sir. You go first.
All right. Well, first and foremost for SmackDown, I am going to select the franchise, the inevitable cash grab, John Cena.
Oh, man. How dare you take him off my...
Indeed. But realistically, I can see it sort of going that way.
He's coming
might
home.
be kind of, put out to pasture a little bit, but yeah.
Are you already saying that your show is the number two show?
Well, I do want to try and avoid that. I know that it, is easily seen as like sort of the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah.
But with it going live, who can say it might end up being a better product? Who knows? But
True.
But yeah. Anyway, John Cena.
John Cena it is. John Cena's finally going home to SmackDown where he first started 14 years ago. Oh, I'm going to go with a very unusual choice for number one, but I really need to secure this guy to my roster. Brock Lesnar.
Ah, I see. All right. Well, that is assuming he is, gonna play ball with all of that. And,
Well, hopefully he's going to survive his UFC fight, which I can't believe he's doing, and then be perfect help to do some SummerSlam and anything around that. And plus, he gets exclusive to my brand pay-per-view this time.
Sure enough. Well, I'm going to go ahead and keep the rivalry alive. I think, as well as having the old faces around, we need to bring in some new talent. So I will go with the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think plus he's got kind of a blue and black color scheme going on.
He's already looked like the part, so you might as well. Well, I'm going to go with the champion, Dean Ambrose.
All right, okay.
Pretty safe pick, but pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, in all honesty, as much as I would enjoy having Rollins, I would almost hate to see, and I know they're not quite as stable anymore.
Right.
But you'd hate to see that broken up. So instead, I'm going to go with Kevin Owens, the practice.
Ooh. Mad about that pick, but actually mad at all your picks because you're picking good guys.
Oh, there we go. All right, go ahead.
Well,
gotta bring the viewers in somehow.
You do, and because they are keeping up the rivalry here, I'm going to go with Seth Rollins.
All right, fair enough. I think I would rather see it that way anyway.
Yeah.
Like the parable of Israel or something. All right, moving on. Let's see. Next up, I will select, heading over to SmackDown, Enzo Amore and Big Cass.
Ooh, good choice. Interesting choice that you picked them as your first tag team, too.
Yeah, I think, they have some potential to move up, and Big Cass might even have a promising solo career later on down the line.
True.
So why not?
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do you one bigger. As we agree the tag teams could be chosen together, I'm going to go with the entire Wyatt family.
All right. Okay. Okay. So, is this the four-man iteration of the Wyatt family?
This will be all the Wyatts. This will be Bray Wyatt. This will be Braun Strowman. This will be Eric Rowan and Luke Harper.
All right. Let's see. Next up. Well, I will go ahead and take the club with AJ Styles.
Wow, might as well. You can't have Styles without the club.
Right.
So give me 1 second here. I'm also trying to keep track of who's picking what for our respective brands too. So it's kind of taking me a second here to enter the entire Wyatt family, which is probably the biggest faction they have right now, which is not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Learn from the NWO. Smaller factions are much better.
Right.
All right, so you're going with the club of Luke Gallows
Yeah.
and Anderson. Which is good because we're actually all pretty much, kind of tied up here in terms of guys. Let's see here. Who do I have left? Well, I'm going to go with Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. All right. So no more Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn.
You might as well break them up. They really need to separate themselves.
Now, remind me of the rules in regards to recruiting from NXT.
We can recruit anybody from NXT as long as they have not they've been around since longer than WrestleMania weekend. So Austin Aries, yeah.
Aries,
and Shinsuke Nakamura are both pretty much. I'm assuming for the sake of realism, because they need to spend some time in NXT to get seasoned up for about 6 months or so. Those guys are going to be off limits, but anybody else is fine from NXT.
Well, no worries. We'll just go ahead and make the club a full set, and I will recruit Finn Balor to SmackDown.
Bringing the Demon to SmackDown.
Indeed.
I'm liking it. Actually, no, I'm not liking it. He's actually one of my top picks too.
Uh-oh. Well.
All right. Well, because we haven't broken that in yet, I'm going to go with a lady for my next pick. I'm going to go with Paige.
All right. I was going to go with a lady for the next one, and I will pick the boss, Sasha Banks.
Nice. Because I really think Paige is probably should be the top contender in whatever brand she's in. So she's not gotten the respect she really deserves in the last few years.
Right.
Unfortunately, Sasha Banks is also my number 2 pick as well. So I'm going to go with Shroom.
Shroom, yes.
Shroom, yes, Shroom.
Yes, they debuted last week, I believe.
I believe it was one heck of a weekend. I'm going to go with Bayley.
Bayley,
yeah,
all right.
Surprise pick, I'm going to go with Bayley because you know what? She's the Hulk Hogan at NXT.
Yeah, well, maybe.
not in terms of racism, no, I'm sure she likes black people. I think more like terms of she cannot be beat.
Right, true enough. Except, well, anyway, moving on. So, I will go ahead and pick, going with a sort of a wild card pick here, but hey, he is a guilty pleasure of mine. I will go with Michael Mizanin, a.k.a. The Miz.
Wow, all right. The Miz is kind of a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
More guilt than pleasure, but yeah.
Right.
Have you seen any of the Marine films?
I have not. However, that being said, I do intend on taking a weekend to marathon as many of the WWE movies as I can, and broadcast my feelings via podcast on each and every one of them. So
well, that sounds like a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Well then.
All right.
Let's see.
Go ahead.
All right. Let's see. Where I'm at Bayley right now. Let's see. Who do I have left in my top picks? I'm gonna go with Rusev.
That was my very next choice.
I'm kind of surprised he went so low, but then again, his card's kind of dropped out thanks to the stupid League of Nations gimmick. Has just been really lame lately. But now having the U.S. Championship, he's got Lana back. I think the world is his oyster right now.
Right. Well, and he's gonna crush that oyster.
He is. He's gonna crush it with his size like you would not believe.
All right, so next I will be going with Apollo Crews, promising young talent.
He is. I didn't even consider him. I don't know why.
All right, so what does that bring the number up to?
You have 11 picks made so far. I have 11 as well, but since I went second, I'm kind of like one ahead of you.
All right, so all right, well, no worries, we'll catch up.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Let me see here. What do I have left? I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe.
All right, and I will go with Cesaro.
Also a good choice. It was kind of a toss up, but I kind of feel I needed to add more bad guys. I think to my roster, even though it's
Sure.
almost kind of 50-50.
Hmm.
All right. For my next pick, I'm gonna go with, let's see here. I'm gonna choose the Vaudevillains, Aiden English and Simon Gotch.
All right, all right. Well, I believe I've only got one lady on the roster at the moment, so I will go with Becky Lynch.
All right, give me 1 second here to add Becky.
No worries.
Wow, you only have one woman on your roster? That's kind of crazy. All right. Well, actually, you know what? I'm kind of adding more villains now than good guys. I'm gonna go with somebody we haven't seen in a while. I'm gonna go with Neville.
All right, okay, good choice.
Yeah.
Um, just continue things along. Uh, I will round out that horsewoman group with Charlotte.
Mm.
But of course, she got Bailey, so
True, true. I mean, I did get her, so it's almost like, well, you got most of the horsewomen, but I got the new ones. How many women do I have on my roster? I only have two. I probably should round that out. I'm gonna go with Nia Jax.
all right, solid choice.
Yeah, I was gonna mean it was either her or Ashka, but we need to get at least one baddie in there.
Right. Okay. I will go ahead and take the next biggest merchandise slash fan draw and go with the New Day.
Ooh, all three of them. So that'd be Big E,
Yep.
Kofi Kingston.
And Xavier Woods.
Good choice, good choice. Let's see here. Actually, it pretty much almost makes us about even in terms of picks too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna screw that up for you, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick American Alpha from NXT,
All right.
Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, the new biggest thing.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah, why not? I will go ahead and pick the Lucha Dragons.
Ooh.
Gotta have that enhancement talent in there.
You do. You mean you need somebody for them to beat up, really? Well, if we're gonna go with an enhancement talent, I'm gonna go with the Ascension, Connor and Victor.
All right.
Let
Well,
give them a second chance and actually see if they can do something.
well, if we are going with underdog darlings, then I will pick Zack Ryder.
Ooh. Well then, let's see here. Going for Zack Ryder. Let's see here. He's kind of in my second bracket here of guys I'm really not too excited about, but I'll pick. But I'm gonna go ahead and add Dolph Ziggler to my group.
All right. And I will also go with. I will go ahead and pick for myself the gift of Jericho.
Ooh, didn't. All right. Let's see here. Who do I have left? Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Asuka.
All right.
Add her to the roster. Make it at least some women in here.
Mm-hmm. Um, let's see.
Kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel right now.
I will take Natalia.
And then again, you can always add a few more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. I'm gonna go with Alberto Del Rio.
All right. He was going to be a choice of mine, but the idea of splitting him and Paige up would just break my heart.
It would really. I mean, even though he is married in real life, but still, I
Right,
think.
right. I don't know. I think they're a thing. I'm not sure if it's just a Total Divas angle.
I don't know. That show is like
Mhm.
it's a reality show based on professional wrestling. So what does that say?
Right. We're like inceptioning here.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not happy about it, but I will go with no. Never mind. I will not go with Roman Reigns.
We haven't picked Roman Reigns yet. Wow.
Right. I will
That is
instead.
sad.
I will instead go with my other guilty pleasure and Carolina boy, R-Truth.
Ooh. You know what's up.
Yep.
Man, that's kind of sad. We realize we haven't even picked Roman Reigns yet. Well, to complete the Shield, I'm going to go ahead and put Roman Reigns in there too. He's up for a comeback after his suspension.
Which, by the way, I hate to interject, but
Yes.
Did you notice on Raw last night how the narrative they seem to be going with is that only the heels think it's a bad thing that Roman Reigns was suspended? Whereas all of the faces are like, it's whatever, it's a mistake, mistakes happen.
Yeah, I guess that was kind of what they were going for in that whole
In which
thing.
case, like, I guess only heels oppose drug use, but I'm not sure what exactly they're going with there.
Yeah, I really don't know. They brought it up. They mentioned it. It was acknowledged, but they did a pretty good job of not making it too big of a thing.
Right.
So your pick.
After R-Truth?
Yeah,
Okay. What did you pick after that?
I picked Roman Reigns.
Oh, that's right.
We went in a little bit of a tangent there.
I forgot already.
Yeah.
Well, we got to fill in some time, and the Lucha Dragons need somebody to fight, so I will pick the Usos.
Usos. Wow, I'm kind of surprised they went this low too.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, their star has really fallen too, since they really have been kind of uncompetitive in the tag team division.
Right.
Stupid New Day. All right, yeah, you're at 25 picks. I am at 24 picks. This actually be my 25th. Trying to think who is left. I'm gonna go with Sheamus.
All right. Okay. I will go with. Yeah, I will go with Gold Dust to throw with my R-Truth.
Might as well do the Golden Truth.
Golden Truth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go with Breeze Dango.
All right. So counting that as two.
I am counting that as well. Yeah, that's obviously two. So
Right.
besides, those guys need a good run too. I think they could do better than they've been doing before.
Sure. Well, it seems as though he's probably going to be heading there anyway, if all of the hints are to be believed. So I will go ahead and pick Kane.
Ooh. All right. Well, because we need a big guy in our roster too, I'm gonna go with the Big Show.
All right. Let's see. What am I on? 27?
28, I think.
28.
Yeah. Must have missed a number.
Yeah. I'll go with Baron Corbin.
Ooh. You said that with such disdain.
At least he won't be with not Tyler Breeze. At least he won't be with Dolph Ziggler.
Okay.
So we won't have to worry about that anymore.
Let's see here. I'm trying to think of who is left that we have not picked here. That's actually like my diamond in the rough, the portion I can polish to be great. Man, there's not much left. Um,
Now,
oh,
how many tag teams do you have on your roster?
how many tag teams do I have? That's a good question. Let's see here. Well, if we count the Wyatt family, that's one. Then I have the Vaudevillains, so that's two,
American Alpha,
three. And then
Breezango.
Brazango, five. No, that's four.
Yeah,
Like Monty Python counting there. Let's see here. Four would be Connor and Victor, the Ascension.
that's right.
So I have about four tag teams in my. So I imagine
Five. Now you have five.
I have five. Yes. Oh, this is one person we have not thought of like in forever. Randy Orton.
All right, I forgot he still works there.
Yeah, he's been out for quite a while.
All right. And how many tag teams do I have?
Let's see here. You have the team of.
I've got Enzo and Cass.
You do.
I've got the New Day.
You do.
I've got the Golden Truth.
Yes, you do.
I've got
Bullet Club.
Bullet Club.
Yep.
Or the club.
The club because we can't use bullets in our club.
Right. I've got the Usos.
Mhm.
All right, so that's five right there.
Yeah.
Am I missing any?
I think that's it. Yeah. Unless you want to pair people up to do tag teams.
All right. Well, I will just go ahead and make SmackDown the place to watch if you want to see strong tag team action, and I will go with the Dudley Boys.
Dudley Boys, Devon,
and Bubba Ray.
All right. So I have the last pick at 30. Fun how that worked out. Let's see here. I got one last. Mr. Irrelevant or Miss Irrelevant, if you have your. Well, I'm going to round out my women's division by going with my darling from NXT, Alexa Bliss.
All right. Solid choice.
Yes, because she's like 5 foot and like incredibly violent. So I think it would definitely work out for my favor. So that's pretty much. I'm looking over the roster here. There isn't, many guys we didn't take. I mean, granted, this is just a 30 number. I mean, there would probably be more moved to each roster. We probably could expand this, but I think 30 is a good cutoff number.
Right.
But people we did not pick, the Social Outcasts.
Right. I noticed that.
Yeah. No Epico or Primo.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, they haven't really been shown on TV lately either.
Right.
No Jack Swagger, apparently still with the company.
Right. I was considering picking Jack Swagger.
Yeah, he's a solid choice. He could use a little more shine to him, but I think he is probably a bargain pick right there.
Right.
Let's see here. People we did not pick who are active. Tyson Neal or Darren Young were not picked.
Right. Right.
But then again, I mean, those guys really kind of hit their. Well, Tyson is going to push right now, but he was off TV for a while.
Right, and Darren Young is going to be made great again.
He is going to be made great again. I can't remember when he was great the first time, but also Tyson Kidd was not picked too, but he probably is not coming back.
Right.
The Undertaker wasn't picked, but then again, he really is not a full-time wrestler.
I'd imagine the Undertaker would just show up to whatever show he wanted to. I honestly feel the same way about him that I do about Brock Lesnar. They're just going to show up where they may. But yeah.
For the female, we did not pick Alicia Fox. Did not pick Dana Brooke. Emma would have been a pick of mine, but she's also injured right now, so not really on the front of my roster here. Eva Marie, not picked as well. Naomi.
Lana, we can assume, went with Rusev.
I'm assuming that managers go with whoever they're managing to, so that's fine. Let's see here. Lana, Naomi, let's see, the Bellas, but then again, they're not really active either. Rosa Mendes is on maternity leave. Huh.
Yeah, I just found that out myself.
That's interesting. I wonder who knocked her up. Let's add a whole sidebar conversation about Rosa Mendes.
We'll find out. Tune in next week. Figure it out.
She's actually older than I am. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that's really old, but she's older than me. But who knocked her up, really? Who's she with?
Suppose we will find out.
I'm pretty sure we'll find out later on, too. Oh, she already had a kid this past year. Interesting. Anyway, none of my business. Thanks to Wikipedia, it is.
Right.
Summer Rae, not picked.
Right.
Tamina, also injured right now, we're not picked as well, but she kind of like her and Natalia Jax, I imagine, will uh, probably fight or something like that at some point.
Right.
Of course, no unring or off camera talent like commentators or anything like that. We're not picked. I imagine that they'll probably have the team of
Mauro Ranallo
Ronaldo.
and who did they had somebody filling in for King last week, and I can't.
I didn't catch that episode, but probably him and Byron Saxton and then JBL and Michael Colfera.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, definitely making SmackDown the better show. We didn't pick any of those guys, but I didn't really care. Do you want to pick referees?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good on.
I mean, maybe Charles Robinson and Mike Chioda, but after that, tons of guys from NXT weren't picked. But a lot of these guys are enhancement talents anyway that really need to have a bit more seasoning. Right. Maybe Mojo Rawley would be worth picking up. I mean, Austin Aries and Shinsuke Nakamura, those guys are going to be on the main roster pretty soon.
Yeah.
Just a matter of, a little more seasoning in NXT, and then they're fine. Maybe the Revival, Dawson and Wilder, they're kind of my one of my favorite teams there. But yeah, I think overall pretty solid rosters. I think between both the groups. Do you want to go through what you picked and what I picked?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, we're just gonna do a quick review of your SmackDown roster. So yeah, the roster of John Cena, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Enzo and Cass, The Club, Gallows and Anderson, Finn Balor, Sasha Banks, The Miz, Apollo Crews, Cesaro, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Big E, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Sin Cara, Kalisto, the Lucha Dragons, Zack Ryder, Chris Jericho, Natalya, R-Truth, Jimmy Uso, the Gold Dust. Did I just call him the Gold Dust?
Yes, I think so.
That is hilarious. Kane, Baron Corbin, Davon Dudley, and Bubba Ray Dudley. So, I don't know. It kind of feels like a mixed bag in terms of guys. Some younger talent, some older veterans. But overall, I would watch it.
Yeah, I would say so. I think it make it pretty strong. Plus, it being live as well can't be ignored.
No, it cannot. So for the team of three, they have to watch them 3 hours each week. It's Brock Lesnar, hopefully be more of a regular. Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, Sami Zayn, Paige, Bayley, Rusev, Samoa Joe, the Vaudevillains, English and Simon Gotch, Neville, Nia Jax, American Alpha, Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, Connor and Victor, The Ascension, Dolph Ziggler, Asuka, Alberto Del Rio, Roman Reigns, Sheamus, Tyler Breeze and Breeze Dango, Big Show, Randy Orton, and Alexa Bliss.
Right.
So I guess kind of the Shield running the whole thing there. I don't know. I mean, it's also kind of a mixed bag of. I feel like I have a lot of newer guys than any older veterans too.
Sure.
I mean, I got Randy Orton, Big Show, and Alberto Del Rio's been around for a while, and so yeah. I mean, overall, 30 guys for each side, pretty solid. Hopefully, they'll make him interesting each week. Each episode interesting each week, because otherwise, it's gonna be rough.
Right. But at any rate, solid choices overall.
Yeah. I mean.
Good really a lot of these people get more time in the limelight.
Yeah, really a lot of these guys really need to have some time to develop in front of the cameras too. Definitely give people a lot more opportunity to be seen. And maybe they'll be able to insert newer talents better than they can before. Because right now, let's face it, it's like NXT, and then you get promoted, and then what's there for you?
Right. True enough.
Some people have been pretty successful. Freaking Kevin Owens has been doing pretty good. But then again, his first match he beat John Cena, so what does that say?
Right.
So yeah, overall,
alrighty.
Good draft. Not as entertaining as the NXL.
No, of course not.
Not NXL.
The XFL?
The XFL draft, which was, all right, who wants to show up and play football on Sundays?
Right, and it's scary from accounting.
Pretty much, that's all they had. Anyway, so
All right. Well, I guess we will have to tune in
I
and
guess
see.
we'll have to. Probably we'll be doing a lot more commentary in terms of what we expect from the draft coming up on July 19th,
Mm-hmm.
2016, and we'll see what kind of mess the WWE makes, or maybe them actually make a good product. We'll have to see.
Righto.
All right.
All righty. Well, until then,
All right. Well, then, so then I've been Turnbuckle Jim,
this has been the Heartblade Kid.
and we'll see you all later.